This edition of the MG Trophy Championship is brought to you by Holden MG, supporting your journey. Welcome to Snetterton for the final rounds of the 2022 MG Trophy Championship, and it is tight at the top. Joe Delgado ahead of Josh Bromley by 5 points. Matt Harvey currently leading Class C. Adam Jackson heading Class A as we head into the last two races of the season.
So Joe, we've got to the business end of the season. You're leading the championship by 5 points. How are you feeling coming into this weekend?
Yeah, so I mean, nerves are a bit higher than any of the other rounds, but again, you just got to take it one race at a time. We've just been out for quali, which went reasonably well. We got a little bit of a problem with the car, we got a bit of a misfire, but hopefully we'll get that all sorted by race one. But yes, I think we're on the front row in class for the first race, so we've just got to focus on getting a good start and try to get in the front and build a bit of a gap out from there. Here last year we had a bit of an incident where we ended up on our roof, so we spent the winter reshelling, got a brand new engine and bits of new cage and bits like that. So it was a bit of a surprise. My aim for this season was to come in top 3 in class, but coming into the last round we're ahead by 5 points, so been a good successful season.
So Josh, we've reached the end of the season. You're still right in the mix with the championship. How are you feeling about this weekend?
Yeah, confident. Had a decent qualifying session, so I think we're third for race 1 and on pole for race 2, so yeah, it's going to be a good 2 races.
The championship fight's going really right down to the wire, isn't it? It just shows how competitive this kind of series is. How great is it to be in a championship like this?
Yeah, I must admit it's my second season doing this. Last year I wasn't quite on the pace as I've been this year, but it's a great bunch of people, it's great racing and it's very close racing as well, so you know there's always a battle no matter what sort of lap times you're doing.
What is it that attracted you to this series in the first place?
To be honest, I think their slogans, you won't go faster for the money, and I agree with that. They're a quick car for what they are, and I just seen how close the racing was, and you know it's a good standard of driving as well, so yeah, I've not looked back since I've joined.
You know, effectively, we've got to pour over every point available in Class B, but there's an overall race as well. Adam Jackson on pole from Jason Burgess, you can see there. Here's the view from Joe Delgado, qualified second in class, so doesn't get the fastest point for pole position. That goes to Patrick Booth, who was just to our right. So it's Jackson and Burgess on the front. Booth and Delgado next up from Josh Bromley. And away we go. It is a good start from the outside of the front row for Jason Burgess, who gets the drop on Adam Jackson as they go down into Riches for the first time. That's the Class A battle. Patrick Booth has got away in the lead of the 170s. There he is. Up into second has gone Josh Bromley from third on the grid. Bromley makes a significant pass, and James Cole looking to go past Joe Delgado as well. I'm wondering whether Joe is maybe suffering for a little bit of nerves. Maybe it's the misfire he was talking about. But Delgado finds himself down in fourth position, the championship leader. The 170s have been so competitive this year, and I'm going to have to get the abacus out. Out front though, Jason Burgess should take second position in the Class A standings after this race, separated by a point from Patrick Booth, who is in Class B in this race. And Delgado looking to get back on the points, goes down the inside of James Cole. James himself third in the 170 category in greens. Doug not racing this weekend. Down behind them is John Donnelly. We seem to have lost Sam Meagher from qualifying, a number 5 car, which is a great pity. So it's Jackson giving chase to Burgess. Delgado now has got to play catch up with Patrick Booth and Josh Bromley. From Delgado's point of view, probably good that Patrick Booth is in front, because the gap first to second points wise is 3 points, 20 points class win, 17 seconds. So at the moment Patrick Booth is saving on the amount of points that Josh Bromley will score over Joseph Delgado in this race as they go along the Bentley Straight for the first time. Burgess leads in black and orange, then the white car of Adam Jackson, Yorkshireman, chasing Lincolnshire-based driver. A little bit of a gap back, as you would expect, to the 170s. And this is the view from Josh Bromley, who is gunning to try and close in on Patrick Booth. Now remember, Patrick had the pace in qualifying, but it looks like Bromley is closing up in the 97 car. Now with Delgado back in third, if Bromley gets the lead, he'll pull back 4 points on Joseph Delgado. If he gets the fastest lap, it'll be 5, and that will tie things going into the last race. But it's all going to be dependent on whether he gets in front, whether he gets the fastest lap. Delgado will be gunning as well. Bromley closing up as they go along centre straight. Lead 2 go through. Still Burgess from Jackson. So here we go then, Jackson challenging for the lead. Adam Jackson having a look as they go into the hairpin. Nothing doing there. Good line into the hairpin from Jason Burgess. Now down to the left-hander at Palmer Corner. You can see the camber as they go into Palmer. Not the easiest to do. Look at the back end of the 16 car wanting to break away. Eat more carrots, says the back of the car. Here comes the battle again. Delgado for Booth. Very nearly started to get the overlap there. Coming out of Palmer, on board with Josh Bromley. He's going to look at the inside of Agostini. Patrick Booth still in front in the class lead. Patrick not defending there, felt he had the speed. And Josh Bromley starting to try and build up momentum, uses a little bit more of the runoff. So they're safely out of Agostini, heading up in towards Hamilton. The next corner is Oggies, another right-hander, at the end of which there's a short straight leading into another right-hander, which is Williams, then onto the Bentley Straight. So this is Williams' corner, and this is the battle for the lead in Class B. It is still Patrick Booth there, half a car's length or so at the moment over Josh Bromley. Joseph Delgado in third place, James Cole fourth. Still fifth in class is John Donnelly. Back with the race lead, and having a go now is Adam Jackson trying to close down. Josh Bromley is closing in, under braking as they go into Brundle. The left-hander around the outside for Josh Bromley. They're side by side as they go into Nelson. Through down into Bumhole, Patrick Booth. Look at that. How they didn't touch, I don't know. But that's terrific racing from the pair of them. Booth still got his nose in front as they go into Coram. But surely Josh Bromley will have the line. Look at the respect and space they're giving each other here. This is wonderful, clean racing. A great advertisement for this championship. And through goes Josh Bromley into the class lead. Wonderful stuff by Bromley. Equally good, clean racing from Patrick Booth, exactly as it should be, as they come out of Murray's, past the pit lane entrance. No problems for either of the drivers, thankfully. Up centre straight once again. Delgado, I think, is closing in third place. James Cole is as well. If he uses Cole as a wingmate, he's got a fast wingmate there. There is John Donnelly. Here we come down into Riches. New race leader, but for how long? Josh Bromley is off on the grass. Bromley surely is going, that could be the championship down the Swanee for Bromley. Has a big bouncy moment trying to get back on. Recovers in fourth place, but look now, we've got all of the cars pretty much together, and Joseph Delgado is there. The 33 car Patrick Booth is now second, so through all that Delgado weaved his way through. I said we got to pour over every point in this race. Now it's gone topsy-turvy, and Joseph Delgado is the race leader from Patrick Booth, and all of a sudden Josh Bromley down in fourth position, 15 points to Delgado's 20. The lead is going to extend. If it stays like this, it will have to be, I don't even know if it would be a non-finish, because that would bring non-finish to secure the championship for Josh Bromley, because if Delgado non-finished, it would probably bring drop scores back in for him. So I'm going to again have to review that between the races as James Cole tries to close in, but Josh Bromley is well back now in 4th position, and that moment he was leading the class and just at riches going off. Here's the battle for the overall lead, and it is still out front. Jason Burgess from Adam Jackson back on board with James Cole. James wants to get further up the podium here in Class B if he can. He's in the green car, chasing the 4G racing machine of Patrick Booth, who runs at the moment in 2nd, and Joseph Delgado doing everything correct here. How he's moved from 4th position into the lead, that typifies MG Trophy Championship racing. And Cole is going to have a go at Booth. Booth, remember, has raced in both classes so far this year. Lights on for James Cole. What a race we are having here as they tick off another lap here at Snetterton, and down across the line is going to be Joseph Delgado. Who would have thought after the start, the opening lap, he was 4th, Joseph Delgado, on the opening lap, took 3rd position going down into Agostini, and Josh Bromley trying to recover, and he's got a mountain to climb, Josh Bromley, for the championship here. So Delgado the leader, James Cole starting to put pressure on Patrick Booth, tees up the inside here, Patrick, oh, they get close, but again, I'm not sure if there was a scrape there, but look at James Cole, great move into 2nd position by Cole. Round the hairpin they go, lovely bit of late braking from him, he's up into 2nd place. Joseph Delgado now will come under pressure from James Cole, had his first win at Donington Park earlier in the year. And these three Dyson, now if they get embroiled, look at the back view from Patrick Booth. Sure, the camera accentuates the gap, but it's a huge gap back now as Patrick Booth goes for 2nd position. Booth trying to get 2nd back. Now this squabbling may well help Josh Bromley and bring him back into the mix. James Cole fighting back on the outside run. He's going to have the outside line of the next corner. Hamilton, he manages to consolidate 2nd position again from Patrick Booth, but great racing between these two. 190 still headed by Jason Burgess, but it's Joe Delgado still there in the race lead. James Cole, who was 4th a few laps ago, they all seem to be trading places in this gaggle of 4 cars in the 170 brake horsepower class. Wonderful stuff from them, and Joseph Delgado perhaps edging towards the championship title. Welcome back to Snetterton, and Joseph Delgado, the championship leader, ahead of the man 3rd in the standings for Class B, James Cole, and James is all over him, putting big pressure on now. Along the straight, Delgado hugs the pit wall, he wants to try and keep the door closed to go into riches, but Cole can't win the championship, but can win the race, and he's going to have a look here, tees up the inside run, but I think Delgado's got too much momentum. 3rd position, Patrick Booth. 4th position, maybe with the championship slipping away now, is Josh Bromley. Great shot from Patrick Booth. Bromley's closing up. If you looked in the mirror shot there, yeah, definitely, we've got a 4-car train effectively battling over the lead now. Josh Bromley. Now, bear in mind, we've already seen him. Look at that, flashing his lights. The determination is fantastic from all of these drivers. Now bear in mind that Bromley has done overtakes already in this race and is quite capable of getting up onto the podium, maybe up onto the top 2 steps as James Cole goes for the lead. Agostini down the inside run. Cole goes for it. Delgado relegated that. That's great news for Josh Bromley, because that potentially 3 points out of Delgado's championship lead, or 3 points less that Josh Bromley has to get. Remember, the gap was 5 points coming into this race. And James Cole, who won the race, the first race of the day at Donington Park, is leading again. Had a super year, James Cole, 3rd in the standings, as I mentioned, and Class B has been the most populous class in the MG Trophy Championship. And look at this, it's the end of the season, we've got 4 drivers all together, and Delgado goes, and James Cole's got a problem. Oh, gutted for James Cole. I'm gutted for us actually as well, because it spoilt the race. James Cole is out. Was there something flying off the car? I'm not sure, but James Cole out of the race. That is a major shame, but great news for Josh Bromley, who moves up into 3rd and he's challenging for 2nd place now. So it's Patrick Booth 2nd, Josh Bromley has a case of deja vu, and James Cole will try and nurse the car around to the pits. He's going to actually park up in a safe position. Well done, James Cole. That was and great work by the marshals, who will open the gate to try and get James Cole back to the paddock. Now, will we see James Cole for race 2? I sincerely hope so. But more of that anon, because we carry on with the race. Josh Bromley in 3rd place has got to repass Patrick Booth now to have a look at Joseph Delgado, who leads this one at the moment. So we take stock of the points. 5-point gap coming into the race. Josh Bromley's got fastest lap. There he is. So that brings the points down to 4. And at the moment it's 1st to 3rd, Patrick Booth goes into the lead. Booth with a superb move down the inside. That'll teach me to look at points papers. Booth goes through into the lead. Delgado down to 2nd. Adam Jackson closing up here for the overall race lead in the 190 class. Jason Burgess driving well. So too is Adam Jackson. Jackson will, I think, here have tied up the... Oh, and goes wide. That's not what Jackson wants. Keeps it all back on. Jackson will be the 190 class champion. And of course, Matt Harvey not here this weekend. He is the Class C Standard Power 160 brake horsepower class champion. It looks like this race is going to Jason Burgess again. Jason hasn't done the full season, but when he has been... Oh, there's problems there for Jackson. There's something broken on the car. He's going to have to maybe try and nurse the car around. If he does, he'll still get 2nd position points, which will be handy. 12 points for 2nd place with just the 2 runners. And fastest lap still with Jason Burgess. It's unlikely, I would say, that Jackson will recover enough of that to grab the fastest lap point. So Jackson nursing the car, that could well be pit bound for Adam Jackson. We'll see. Really is nursing the car round into Murray's corner. Be interesting to see whether he goes into the pits. Struggling round. Is he going to go into the pits? We'll wait and see. Yes, he is. So Jackson, well, that could be diagnostic. More likely going to be a retirement. It's a nice slow shot of a driver coming into the pits. It gives you a great view, but not the view that Adam Jackson wanted. Meanwhile, of course, we need to go back and take stock on what's going on in the 160s. Patrick Booth having grabbed the lead down into the hairpin from Joe Delgado. Delgado 2nd, which will be 17 points over the 16 of Josh Bromley, who's got the fastest lap, so the gap will remain as it stands at the moment at 5. Although, having said that, just as we say that, a change for the lead. No, it isn't. Delgado looks down the inside of Patrick Booth. Nothing doing there, but Booth goes wide into Riches, and it could be a change for 2nd place as well. Delgado's got the lead, and here comes Josh Bromley having a look as well. Booth going in hard on the outside run into the hairpin, but Delgado's got the lead side by side now for 2nd place. Booth's got the line as they head down into the left-hander at Palmer, and also got the gap on the inside of Delgado to grab the race lead back for the 160s. This is sensational racing from the MG Trophy Championship. Now Delgado switches back. Bromley goes to the outside, very nearly 3 wide there, and Bromley here wants to try and follow Delgado through. Patrick Booth, a little bit of a spoiler here, but having a terrific race, racing hard. And wonderful to see contact between the first 2. That slows them up, and Josh Bromley says thank you very much, and through on the inside. Patrick Booth is on the grass, and Delgado recovers on the inside for 2nd, looks for the outside, but Josh Bromley has come through. Now, if Bromley can stay in front, well, I'll tell you what, Delgado's got the outside run here. I thought he might try and go for the cutback on the next corner, but he doesn't. He tries to brave it out on the outside line. Adam Jackson has rejoined on the lead lap. That's great news. So Jackson back out, has fixed whatever the problem was. So it's Josh Bromley, the race leader, but look, all over him is Delgado, who looks on the inside. Delgado's got back into the lead. Josh Bromley just raises his hand there. Nothing he can do about that. Joe Delgado back into the lead. Bromley's going to try the outside as he did on Patrick Booth early in the race. Look at that, superb again on the outside, but look at the cutback as they come through. Patrick Booth coming back up as well. Onto the last lap goes Jason Burgess. Burgess, the race leader. It's going to be another win for Jason. So many great characters in this championship. I have to say, it's a wonderful paddock. And if you're looking at coming into racing or moving over from something else, there would not be a better move. Delgado all over the back of Josh Bromley, who's got the lead. He's got another 3 miles of that to go yet. Here they come. Delgado has a look down the inside. Bromley trying to keep the momentum going. He's on the outside run. Not quite room there. Delgado sees no gap on the inside, goes to the outside as they go along the straight. They'll see the last lap board. Delgado around the outside. Here we come. Joe Delgado gets his nose in front, but Bromley's got the line as they come into Riches. They're still side by side, and Delgado's got his nose in front. He's got it. Delgado's in the lead, but Josh Bromley now is going to challenge again as they come down into the hairpin. Hard on the brakes, down the gears. He's got the line, and again Delgado giving him room there. Super stuff from the pair of them. Bromley back through into the lead, squeezes across because the left-hander, he wants the inside for that. On board with Patrick Booth, still there as well, keen to take points away from Joseph Delgado in second place. I'm not even going to bother thinking about the points here until they finish the lap, because no doubt it will change again. Patrick Booth runs wide on the exit of Palmer, down past the Tyrrell's restaurant building, into Agostini. Delgado, I thought that might have been a shot for him. Now, does he attack or does he defend? Remember, he's got the championship lead by 5 points. If it stays like this at the moment, the fastest lap goes to Josh Bromley, so that will come down to 4. And there are 3 points between first and second in class. So it's going to be very, very even between these drivers as they go into the... It's going to be a straight shootout, really, effectively, between the pair of them in the last race, if it stays the way it is. Just doing the maths, Patrick Booth drops away a little bit as they go onto the Bentley Straight for the last time. Josh Bromley has got a couple of lengths or so at the moment over Joseph Delgado. Jason Burgess still the overall race leader. He's already at Coram. Nothing in his mirrors. It's all right as opposed to all white for him. All white being Adam Jackson, who is still going, and second in class will get the points down in 6th position. But Jason Burgess will win the penultimate race of the season outright in the 190 class. Another great drive by Jason Burgess. Burgess getting fastest lap and win to move into second position in the championship ahead of Patrick Booth as far as the 190s are concerned. But Booth, remember, racing in this group in the 160s. And as they come into Murray's for the last time, Delgado is still the chaser, riding the curbs there. It's Josh Bromley, but Josh Bromley is going to narrow the points gap here unless Joe Delgado can get a run up towards the flag. I don't think he's close enough to do it at the moment. And Josh Bromley is going to take the win. Here comes Delgado, he's going to have a go for it. They're side by side across the flag, but Bromley just got it and edges the championship to the last race. What a finish. Jason Burgess had to fend off Adam Jackson in the early stage. Here's the result. Burgess from Josh Bromley, who wins Class B. Joseph Delgado, the championship leader, 3rd. Patrick Booth in 4th from John Donnelly, Adam Jackson, and James Cole, sadly, a non-finisher.
So Jason, a great race win for you. You must be chuffed with that.
Yes, very happy. Thank you. It was, it was a good race. I got a good start from P2 on the grid. Managed to get in front for the first corner. It's more difficult actually to stay in front than sometimes to be behind chasing. So I was thinking that as I was going out on the first lap. But yeah, I just put my head down and forgot he was there really. Didn't try to defend too hard. But yeah, I was very happy.
And a bit of rain for the next race. Are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I mean, it always mixes things up. I was here testing yesterday, it was wet, so I'm not fussed really whether it's wet or dry. So yeah, bring it on.
So Joe, a really intense race there for you, the battle for the championship really heating up. Talk us through how it went for you.
Yeah, so I got a good start, but I was left going around the outside, so I dropped down to P4. But coming into the second hairpin, I got back up to 3rd, and then we're just trying to close the gap on the 2 leaders, just with James Cole right behind me the whole way. Then they both ran wide going through turn 1. So it allowed me to get through into the lead, and Josh Bromley fighting for the championship he dropped down to P4. He did a really good job of coming back through the field, and it was like less than a couple tenths over the finish line between us.
There were some really intense moments, especially, you guys were going 3 wide at points. Were there a couple of moments where you thought maybe you should back out and keep the championship in mind?
No, I know I'm battling Josh, so it's whichever of us wins is going to be the champion. So I knew that I had to stick it out and keep my foot in the whole way.
And now the points are even closer now going into the final race. This is going to be a fantastic finale, isn't it?
Yep, and to liven up a bit, it has just started raining, so that's just thrown everything up in the air. So we've got the choice of tyres now, but who knows what it's going to be like. We'll wait and see.
Welcome back. The deciding race about to be unleashed on circuit. But before we do that, a chance to catch up with our very valued sponsors, Holden MG. And the man that Louis is talking to is Dean Aldous.
So Dean, you're from Holden MG. You guys are sponsoring the event today. We've had an amazing day so far. Talk us a bit about your company, what you guys get up to.
Yes, of course. So the Holden Group own many different manufacturers, MG being one of them, and we're very, very pleased to come and sponsor the event today. It's a family-owned business, been running since 1929. It's now third generation, so Tim Holden is the grandson. Complete sole shareholder. So it's a great opportunity for him to get us out here and show off some of our product. So we've got our range of MGs out here today for everyone to see.
So your company has had a very successful history over the years, as has MG, especially in motorsport. Must be great to be involved with them.
Oh yes, definitely, fantastic. And watching the racing today, these guys have certainly got some skills. The cars are set up fantastically. It's nice to see that the MG brand is going strong around this track. It's really great to see. There's some good performances out there.
MG obviously famous for its success in motorsport over the years in the past, but it's still a very successful company today. How are the sales going with the new cars these days?
Oh, it's incredibly strong, incredibly strong. And one of the lovely things about MG at the moment is they actually do have supply. So, you can walk into a showroom now and, depending on what you're looking for, have the availability to buy something. If not, it's anywhere between sort of an 8 to 12 week wait, give or take.
And the racing here today has been very intense. You must be impressed with how close it's been.
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's literally hearing it's within tenths of seconds for people winning these races. It's incredible. It's incredible to see. It's really, really good.
So Adam, it's been a mixed day so far. It started off really positively with pole in qualifying. Talk us through that session.
Yeah, so I mean, this is the first time we've been here in the 190. So I thought I'd just take it easy and try and build up, which is what I did, and it seemed to go all right. I wasn't actually happy with my times. I felt there was a lot more in the car, but just fortunately, I think Jason had an off early on, which affected his pace, and so I managed to be handed pole on that one, which felt nicely.
And that first race started with some pretty close battles. You made a few attacks. Talk us through the opening few laps with that. Were you finding it difficult to find a way through?
Yeah, I mean, people before the start of the race were telling me, saying, "No, you need to be looking at the championship, and just go to finish. Don't get caught up in any battles and going for lap records." And obviously, me and Jason have had some good battles over the season. As soon as it started, he jumped me and got the lead at the start. So I mean, it was just game on. We just battled it. I was pushing as hard as I could. And I could see he was making small mistakes with places I were faster, and so I was hoping that he'd make a big mistake, allow me through, and it ended up putting the other way around, and it was me that pushed a bit too far, and just onto the back straight there, just ran wide, clipped the curb, a bit funny, which gave me a puncture. I had to limp it back, but I mean, fantastic for the grid, just everybody in the pit lane there just came and changed. I never got out of the car, they changed the tyre and I got straight back out there, so I ended up finishing, even with my bad judgment.
So James, a really busy race for you there. You were right in the mix with the battle on the track and obviously of course the championship battle as well. Talk us through how it went for you.
Well, it was going brilliantly until about lap 6, and I decided to go from third to second, but I've just taken the lead, so if we can get the car out for race 2, I feel I could be up there again.
The racing was really competitive, and I guess you had the best seat in the house. Talk us through how some of those battles went.
Well, the first few laps until I took the lead, I was just staying back, letting everything kick off, getting the tyres up to temperature sort of thing. And then next thing you know, Josh goes off at turn 1. I then get up to third. I then get ahead of Patrick a lap or 2 later. And I thought, I've got to have a go at Joe as soon as possible. So I'd done him down into the loop bit. I don't know what the corner is called. And then about 4 corners later, I decided to buzz it. So very close racing. Always is in this class. It's so hard to get any sort of position, but yeah.
And how are you feeling going into what is going to be a very exciting final race of the season?
If I can get it fixed, I'll be very excited because it's just started raining and I love the wet. Won a race at Donington start of the middle of the season in the wet, so I like it.
the last race of the 2022 season. A big thanks again to Holden MG for sponsoring our coverage of this round. Great to hear from them in the build-up to the programme. Pole position for race 2 goes to Adam Jackson in Class A from Jason Burgess. Class B pole to Josh Bromley, so he gets the championship point. It is literally a shootout between Josh Bromley and Joseph Delgado. Whoever wins or finishes ahead in this race is going to take the championship. There might be an issue of fastest lap that we need to look at as well, but it's going to be a straight shootout. That's the easiest way to call it. 5-second board being shown. We are racing for the last time in 2022. It's a good start by Delgado from the outside of row 2, side by side with Bromley. Patrick Booth goes up the inside. Booth's on an absolute mission at the moment. Patrick Booth goes through and up into second position in the 33 car. And it's Josh Bromley that's got the lead. Bromley leads, Booth looking on the inside. In car with James Cole, box seat view of the battle for the lead. Delgado looking to the outside. They're resuming battle that they had in race number 1. Resuming his position at the front is Jason Burgess from Adam Jackson. Great to see James Cole back out. And we've also got Sam Meager in this one, the man from Whitney, as well as John Donnelly. So hopefully those two will engage in battle as well. So Burgess makes a very good start from Adam Jackson in P2. Jackson having had a double pole here this weekend, as you heard. Patrick Booth's on board, coming down into Agostini. Nice wide run here to try and close in on Joe Delgado, who runs in second position at the moment. So it's Josh Bromley, the race leader as far as the 170 brake horsepower class cars go. Quick reminder, none of the 160s here this weekend, sadly. That, as we mentioned in race number 1, wrapped up by Matt Harvey, who is this year's Class C champion. Our congratulations to him. As James Cole has a little look there at Patrick Booth, coming up with Sam Meager in the blue car as well. They've sorted themselves out quite nicely. You can see damp patches on the road, but it is effectively a dry race. Delgado going past the point where he had that double rollover with another car last season. Jackson having a look for the lead, coming down into Brundle, the left-hander, then around Nelson, the right-hander, through bomb hole. Oh, a little wobbly moment for both of them. It's very slippery there, wipers on. Now, as me saying it's dry, and Josh Bromley goes off on the grass, recovers. Joe Delgado wasn't quite as near to him as earlier on in the lap and wasn't able to capitalise there. Joe's going to have a look on the inside at Coram. Now, because this is a long lap, we could expect different conditions on different parts of the circuit. It looked damp on the exit of the complex and very wet here. And as you can see, wipers on, so this spray being pushed up into the air as well. It's only the 97 car that's got the wipers on at the moment. We'll check the others. So Josh Bromley will lead as they go down the straight and head onto another lap. James Cole with pressure from Sam Meager, and Joe Delgado goes for the lead. Delgado side by, critical move for Delgado, grabs the lead. Now will Josh Bromley get the cut back? Delgado comes across, grabs the line. You're not having that one, closes the door, and Bromley's going to have a look at the outside. Bromley's not averse to that. You can see Jackson, they've all gone off. Booth goes off, Bromley goes wide, Delgado back into the lead, and now Josh Bromley on the cutback has more momentum and goes back through as they head down into Palmer. Patrick Booth rejoining down behind Sam Meager and James Cole. Off goes the number 5 Sam Meager. So conditions very tricky here at the moment, and on a knife edge for what has already been a dramatic final meeting. Delgado and Bromley, again, as they were in race 1, very little to choose between the two. They were separated by a fair amount at times in race 1, but ultimately got together and battled it out. And at the moment, Josh Bromley back in the lead and in the box seat to perhaps take the championship, but he's got to hold on, and we know that Joseph Delgado will battle him out. So let's paint a little bit of a picture for you. Josh Bromley, 25 years of age, an engineer from Derbyshire. Joseph Delgado, 21, a student at Loughborough College. And it's Bromley, the man that leads at the moment. So the slightly older of the two drivers in front at the moment, and looking to try and wrap up the championship in the last race of the year. Here is Adam Jackson, still chasing the race leader Jason Burgess, going down under the bridge into Brundle. You heard that Jason Burgess quite happy that he tested in the wet here prior to the meeting. Switches off the wipers. Here comes Josh Bromley. Will he do the same? No, they stay on the 97 car with Joseph Delgado a few lengths back at the moment, but still plenty of time to reel in the class leader and take the battle back to him. We can see the two battles going through, Class A's, Class B. James Cole running in third position in class at the moment. Patrick Booth is next up. Jackson getting closer to Burgess as they go through Murray's corner, the exit corner into Murray's, the left-hander onto the centre straight. James Cole has a spin, that's a shame. You just saw a flash of Patrick Booth going past, Sam Meager going through as well. John Donnelly giving chase. He is 6th in class at the moment in the red car, back of shot. You may see him coming to shot in a moment. There he is. So closing down on James Cole. Great that James got his car sorted out and out for race 2. Here's a replay of James' move coming through Coram. Armfuls of opposite lot, tries to collect it up, but nothing he can do. Good load of spectator cars there, good view of a good crowd here for this meeting, and James just misses out there and will get back on, but it's Josh Bromley, the race leader, or third place in the race, but leading Class B, and this the decider for the championship. It's amazing that it's come down to these two on the last few laps of the season. Joe Delgado is busy chasing, back with the overall leaders. Jason Burgess looking for another win. Add to the one he had in race number 1 of the day, and that consolidated second position in the Class A standings for him, ahead of Patrick Booth, who picked up more Class B points. Patrick loves, of course, confusing everybody racing in both classes over the course of the season. The points that he has, of course, count towards the overall championship, and you can jump around between classes if you wish. As we watch Joseph Delgado still trying to close down or keep in touch with Josh Bromley out front. And that's Delgado gets the spin. Joseph Delgado spins out, and that could be the championship gone for him. Much I said that in race 1. Delgado gets going again. So Josh Bromley has maybe been handed an advantage there. Let's have a look. We're in car with Delgado. Comes into Brundle, grabs. Oh, it's the curb, isn't it, that unsettles the car. Round it goes. What is it they say about problems or mistake? Won't necessarily call that a mistake, but it's how you recover, and Joseph Delgado recovered very quickly from that. You might watch this from the outfield and think, oh, okay, there hasn't been any overtaking, but this has been real cat and mouse between the two of them, both of them on the limit, both working hard, closing up under braking as they go into the Wilson hairpin. Out of there. Palmer corner next, left-hander again. Very little to separate both of these cars. Trading fastest laps. Jackson, though, trying to close in again. Is he going to be able to look down the inside into Agostini? Again, too far back. Show the brake lights from Jason Burgess. Just touches the apex on the exit and goes through. You can still see the third place car of Josh Bromley. Now Joseph Delgado, I think Delgado is tangibly getting closer if you look back to third and fourth, and I'm sure our directors will look at that in a moment as well. Here come the race leaders, and rightly this is we're following this because it's the closest battle on track at the moment, but we have to keep an eye on the championship as well. Jackson closing in again as they come into Williams, and closer than he was on the previous lap. Here is the race leader, the championship leader potentially, Josh Bromley, SPH roofing car, leading class and going down the Bentley straight, still ahead of Joseph Delgado, and Joseph will be gutted to lose the championship on the last race if that's how it goes. Jackson makes a move, looks to the outside here. Very close indeed. Burgess goes to the inside now, and Jackson on the inside on the exit of Nelson Corner through Bombhole, and Jackson here could get the lead as they go into Coram on the inside, side by side the pair of them, and Jackson surely has got the run into Coram Corner and should get the lead, but no, look at that, more momentum from the 16 car. Jason Burgess braves it out, and it is brave around the outside at Coram. They're still going this sweeping corner, and Burgess is going to have the line. That was a great piece of defence by Jason Burgess, a fine piece of racing, I've got to say again, from the pair of them, because Jackson could have forced him out wide, could have forced him onto the grass, he didn't. That was complete and utter respect between both drivers. Fair play to both of them. of course, at this level, you want to get the car home, you want to go to work the following day, which is, you know, it's about finishing the race, and just proves that you can do it. You know, some of the touring car drivers should take a very close look at that. Having a closer look now, though, is Joseph Delgado, who is closing in big time on Josh Bromley. We're going to have a grandstand finish here, I think, to the championship as Delgado looks up the inside. He's done the hard work to close in, and it's going to be harder, I think, to go through on the inside line side by side with Josh Bromley, who goes wide looking for the grip on the outside of the corner, but Delgado can't get through there. They head out of Wilson, down into Palmer corner. Delgado dives down the inside. Bromley's got a little bit more momentum into the corner. And again, I think you have to say he was giving space there, but he's maybe looking for grip on the outside of the corner. So Delgado still the chaser, but the battle is on very much here as they come down into Agostini. Joe looking on the outside run. He'll tuck back and try and get the inside run on the straight down towards Hamilton, which is the next corner. The left-hander coming up now, and it's still Josh Bromley leading. So close we could almost reach out and touch the brake lights on the car. The lead battle's still close, but they're not side by side. These two very nearly are. And Delgado seems to have got things working very nicely for him now. Tries to look up the inside. No room at the end there. Here comes Delgado again. This is Williams' corner, coming down onto the straight again. Bromley pulls out a little bit of breathing space, but Delgado will have another go as they go down the straight, try and close in as they come down into Nelson corner. It's a battle on for the lead once again, with Adam Jackson going wide, and again Burgess giving him room and staying to his part of the track. This time though it looks like Burgess, I think, will hold on from Jackson. I thought there was only one car there for a minute. They were side by side, and it's Josh Bromley still there from Joseph Delgado with his lights ablaze, chasing and fighting for the championship. Adam Jackson fighting for the race win, but just still out front. This is Coram. Jackson on the outside run this time, trying to do what Burgess did last time, find that extra grip. He's got the inside as they come down into Murray's corner. Again, giving each other room. They don't want to take each other off. Now here comes down the inside Joe Delgado. These two giving each other room as well. Bromley still hangs on to it. Delgado had a speculative look on the inside as we go across the line onto the last lap. 3 miles left to decide the 2022 MG Trophy Championship. And a fine pair of races we've had to close down the weekend as Delgado makes the move and passes Josh Bromley on the first corner of the last lap. Delgado back into the lead and into the box seat as far as the championship is concerned.
So he's done it.
So Delgado back in front. Now Josh Bromley's going to fight back. They go into the hairpin. This is real cat and mouse stuff between the pair of them, but Delgado's got the upper hand at the moment. Is he going to be able to pull away? He had the pace over the last few laps, and Josh Bromley will feel a little bit gutted at the moment. He'll see if he can fight back, but Delgado has his hands back potentially on the trophy here at Snetterton as they head out of Palmer, very slightly downhill into Agostini, the hairpin. We look across, and Delgado's got a couple of lengths. They close up as you would expect under braking. Bromley closing up, closing onto the boot lid of Joe Delgado's car. Back with the race lead. It's a job to know where to look. The race leader is still Jason Burgess from Adam Jackson, who's giving him a workout. Jackson having a look to the outside. I'll tell you what, Josh Bromley is as well. Bromley here could get momentum. He turns, takes a nice wide sweep into Oggies. And if he could get a wide sweep out of Williams as well, might have a decent amount of momentum down the Bentley Straight to maybe challenge into the complex at the end of the Bentley Straight. But at the moment, the 93 car looks good for the lead. Let's see if 97 can close up. Bromley trying to close up as they go down the straight again. This all about the championship, I remind you, with these two cars. Across to the right-hand side of the track goes the championship leader, Joe Delgado. Adam Jackson having a go once again now as they head down in towards Coram. There's half a gap. He looks down the inside of Jason Burgess. They're side by side. Burgess has got the line. Is there a little bit of contact between the two? No, there isn't. Again, this is inch-perfect stuff from these two. Continuing around Coram. The corner seems to go on forever. Burgess consolidates the lead again. Fends off Adam Jackson. Super racing between the pair of them. They come out of Coram now, heading down into Murray's, and it looks like Jackson Jackson has got to rely on a run to the flag. We'll see whether he can do that. Meanwhile, the battle for the championship is on, and Bromley's back in front. And contact on the back from Joe Delgado, tagged him on the back, and it's going to be the run to the flag between the pair of them. I cannot think of a more dramatic end. Burgess gets the win, Jackson in second place, and Joe Delgado's got the better run out of the last corner after contact on the back end of the 97 car, and takes the checkered flag and the championship. And I have to say, provisionally for Joseph Delgado, because the clerk will want to look at that. Here's a replay. Delgado, so Bromley had got past, Delgado taxed the back end of him. That one, for sure, is going to be reviewed by the clerk of the course. Delgado took the flag from Bromley, Patrick Booth in third, then James Cole, Sam Meagher. There is John Donnelly, who will wrap up sixth position. All of the cars finishing that race. It went to the wire, and I think it's going to go to the clerk's office, to be absolutely fair. But on the results, Joe Delgado takes the championship 4 now. Jason Burgess, the winner from Adam Jackson. Joseph Delgado wins Class B from Josh Bromley and Patrick Booth. James Cole recovering next from Sam Meagher and John Donnelly.
So Jason, another great race win for you there, but not a result that came easy for you. Talk us through that race.
It was a very difficult race. Just before the start of the race, it started spitting with rain. And we could see before the start of the race that probably one end of the track had a bit more rain than the side where we were in the garage. And the slick tyres were extremely slippy, because actually the track was quite damp. And what made it more interesting is it was changing every time we got back to that same corner. The next time round it was in a different condition, and it really was quite slippy, but we had good racing. I felt like I was the guinea pig going into the corner, and the man behind was just seeing what happened to me, but there was plenty of sideways movement.
So Adam, you're the Class A champion for this season. Not quite able to get the win today, but still a great job nonetheless to round out your season.
Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed. We had a good battle there. I was told under strict orders that I was to bring it home, and so that's what my aim was. But I felt like, when the conditions were a bit mixed, the car felt to have good pace, and I pushed as hard as I dare. But I obviously didn't want to take Jason off, and I didn't want Jason to take me off. So we just had a good battle all race long. It was good.
So Joe, you're the 2022 champion. You won it in the most dramatic of fashions. Talk us through how that final race went for you.
Yeah, so I mean, coming into the weekend, 5-point lead. I decided that it would be best. What the best thing to do is come into the last race level on points. So I got a good start, and then I missed second gear around 3 times, so I dropped right back, and then the rain decided it wanted to play its part, and it was just very slippery, very greasy. The 190s ahead of us were getting closer and closer just because they couldn't handle it on their slicks. But eventually I got some temperature in my tyres, and after a little spin under the bridge on the Bentley Straight, I just started reeling in lap after lap on Josh, and then got ahead of him, I think, on the penultimate lap, and then he got back in front of me, and then coming into the final corner on the final lap, I snuck it down the inside, and a little bit of contact got through, and yeah, good tough race, and just well done to everyone, and also just a massive thank you to all my sponsors for coming on board this year as well, and supporting me, and a lot also to my family, especially my dad, who's my mechanic, and everything that you need done he does, which is fantastic, and really wouldn't be here without him, so massive thank you to him.
The post-meeting judicials ruled in favour of Joe Delgado. Our congratulations to Joseph on taking the 2022 MG Trophy Championship. Class A, champion there was Adam Jackson from Jason Burgess, and Class C won by Matt Harvey. From all of us on the team here at the MG Trophy Championship, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.